This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Give me yours again.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Talking like this, I get a little bit excited, so I might even get a bit louder.
Yeah, it's when you go louder that it really ruins it.
But it's just how I talk.
Loudly.
How do you think people who watch me on the news feel like? They have to be sat there, like literally next to the TV, twiddling the sound.
You want to say the
sound
knob
knobs.
then?
Yeah, the sound knobs. Sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? I can just imagine them. The news theme comes on.
Hang on, how does the news theme go again? Dun, 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 dun.
Don't know what news you're listening. You're watching.
Do my freestyle news. Do. And now it's time for the news with Leigh Milner.
Good evening.
This might be the reason why I can't really hear you that well.
Last time on the Work-Wife Balance podcast, it all kicked off.
Jamie, that's so cool. Can we rent a party house? Oh, love it, love it.
Here we are,
Well,
in the living room.
sorry, David Attenborough.
Yeah?
This is the actual dog.
We managed to capture it.
Right, get on with it.
We're back.
Yes.
And guess who else is back?
Who?
Love Island UK.
Yes!
I feel like every time this topic comes up, all you'll hear from me is just
What did I say to you the other day?
so many things.
Literally, sat next to you in bed. Are you twiddling the knobs?
Shut up. You're too quiet, but now you're going to get too excited. I've turned you up now, but then you're going to get excited now.
Yeah, because
You're
then...
too loud now, aren't
because
you?
then,
You know.
Love Island's announced, and it's back for 8 weeks.
So what are you going to do for 8 weeks? Because every time this happens, I end up watching episode 1 and 2, and then I go, I just can't be doing with this anymore, and then I go and live my life. Whereas you're locked in.
No, you're lying there.
Why?
You're lying there. Don't look like that.
That's my face.
You watch it with me on the first night, so you get to know who all the contestants are, right?
Yeah.
And then you do drift away.
Yes.
But you always come back. You always join literally about 3 episodes to the end and you go,
What's happened?
So what's happened? And I'm like...
In the last 8 weeks.
You know, in the last, 6 or 7 weeks, a lot's happened, Chris.
Wow. What's that quote from that film? Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me right back in.
Yeah. What is that gangster movie?
It wasn't a great gangster accent, to be honest. Can I tell you this? At work, they've swapped round the ladies' and gents' toilets.
What's the point in that?
Well, no, because... So,
Why?
So they've rebuilt the whole thing. They've done a huge kind of renovation of the toilets.
Right.
I don't know why, but that's what they've decided to do.
Okay.
The problem is they didn't check how they were configured the first time, so they've accidentally put the ladies where the gents were and vice versa. Now, I haven't made the mistake, but an esteemed colleague of mine has accidentally walked into the ladies.
Oh, wow. This comes down to literally what we say all the time.
They had one job.
One job.
And did they do
They
it?
had one job.
The thing is, on the paper, it probably just said, build a ladies' and gents' toilets. I think I have actually walked into the ladies by mistake and just not know. Because it's all new, and you thought, well, there's no urinals on the wall, but then they probably just forgot to install them. Maybe I'm just in the early access toilet.
Money well spent, I'd say.
I'd like to query something with you as well. I'd listened back to one of our podcasts just to check that it was still available.
Right.
Which it is.
Is it still there?
Well, it's
It
because...
hasn't been taken down yet.
Well, iTunes did this weird update thing where they're like, ooh, do you want to pay premium for your podcast? And I was like, does this going to affect...
Then they listened to our podcast and were like, actually, no, you can have it for free.
Yeah, it's
No
free.
one's going to pay premium for that.
But you did a bounce workout in one of our podcasts.
Yes.
And since then, because that was like episode 2, so we're, like 7 weeks later, a whole series of Love Island nearly later. How many more bounce workouts have you done since that episode?
Why are you bringing this up now?
I just want to query it because in the cupboard there's a massive trampoline
Yeah,
and I
but it
can't
doesn't-
get anything
doesn't-
else. Every time I go in there to turn the heating off because you put the heating on, I've got to lean around the trampoline. Why? What?
Are we still going on about
What's
this?
going on? How many bounces have you done?
1.
And why?
Because it's too much. What happened to her voice then?
What happened to
Can't do that
mine?
again.
Don't do it again.
Because it's just too much effort.
Okay.
It's too much effort.
Okay, so what's going to happen to that trampoline? Going to sell it?
No,
Why not?
maybe one day I'll do it again.
Okay.
Are you going to read your comics again?
What, you mean the big books that I've got? The omnibus editions?
The big books that you leave by the bed.
Yeah.
Along with
I'm
your
reading
jeans, your T-shirt,
Yeah, but I'm
your
reading-
bag, your laptop.
But I'm reading that one at the moment, so...
Yeah, but where do they go once you've read them?
What do you mean?
Where do they go?
I've got a little cupboard
Where?
upstairs.
Are you joking?
And I just slide them in.
Hang on a minute.
So-
Where?
It's in the spare bedroom.
Yeah, where in the
At the
spare
bottom.
bedroom? In your wardrobe?
Yeah. Oh, I've busted myself here.
This ain't on.
Don't
This is a problem.
touch my comics.
Just listen to this. There's one here, right? Flex Mantello.
Mentallo.
Man of Muscle Mystery. Have you got something to tell me? You're right.
It's a spin-off of
Is
Doom
this
Patrol.
is this really a comic?
Don't look inside it.
That's wearing leopard print boxers.
All right, you can keep your trampoline.
This is the Work-Wife Balance podcast with my daughter Leigh and our Chris.
So we talked before about what we've done since lockdown has lifted.
Yeah.
We went to a restaurant and then the plant shop. And then we went to the plant shop again.
You know what I did? Did you see my Instagram actually the other day?
I don't
you never look at my
I
Instagrams.
don't really use
Ever.
Instagram. No.
You never ever look at my Instagrams.
You're in charge of the Work-Wife Balance Pod Instagram, so
Yeah.
you're the woman for that.
Hang on, right. I did this while you weren't looking. Aren't we living in a really weird world? And our children in the future will not believe us
Oh, I don't think they'll understand at all. They'll
that
be
we
like,
had to
"Really?
wear masks everywhere.
Yeah.
So I recorded this. I don't think you were even watching.
Nice to be recorded by your wife on the DL, on the down low.
So future children, this is our trip to the garden centre. Because I like going to garden centres. I have to wear a mask now though. There's your dad. There he is, look. This is how we spend our weekend.
That is how we spend our weekends, genuinely.
You don't look very happy, look.
I mean, a boiling hot greenhouse with a mask on, and then we went there, and what did they not even have? The plant that you were looking for. So you did that to show future children that that's what this time is like. People went to garden centres.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is the only bit of pleasure your dad and I got during lockdown because we could go to garden centres.
No, I didn't get any pleasure from it. You did.
That means that you get pleasure
Oh, I see. Okay.
from being a happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Anyway, so other people, what have they been up to?
Open World Show says, I went to the dentist.
Oh.
It was terrifying.
Yeah. I'm sure you could go to the dentist though during lockdown.
I think it has to be an emergency appointment.
Oh.
So there you go. So
okay.
Open World Show now has shiny white teeth like you sometimes have.
Yay.
But a lot of people are saying there's a lot of lawn mowing going on online. Mike says he's done his and now he's leaving it for a while. Mark Letton as well on Twitter says, I've mowed my lawn 3 times. It's a season though, isn't it really?
Do you need to really do it 3 times?
You did it the other day and I had to take cover, didn't I? Because of my hay fever.
I don't really do it to cut the grass. Just do it to like hoover up Bailey's shit everywhere.
If at any point the pollen goes near me, it's like...
You're a bit of a wuss when it comes...
What was that word?
You're a bit of a wuss.
Is that a northern
A wuss.
twang? You're a wuss.
A wuss. You're a bit of a wuss, darling, when it comes to pollen.
So this is something that has blown my mind, and I've only just noticed it. People in the north, right, I'm going to generalise here, don't use the front door of their house.
No.
But why?
What do you mean, why?
Your parents don't let people in through the front door. You go down the side, and then the kitchen door opens, and you go, yeah, right, like that.
Yeah.
Why don't they use the front door?
It's a bit formal, isn't it?
Formal?
Yeah.
It's not a formal door and an informal door around the side.
We haven't got a side door.
Yeah,
but then again, we're a terrace house.
We're a terrace house, so-
Yeah. You wouldn't expect the semi-detachment at the end, though, to have a side door, would you?
No, you wouldn't. There is no side door. In fact, the house we're buying is on the end, and it doesn't have a side door.
No.
You want to put a side door in, actually, so it can be less formal. Can't believe you think there's a formal door.
It's nice, though, because, you know, you're all part of a community. You open your side door, you see your neighbour, you're like, all right, Betty! Yeah, good, thanks, yeah.
We're talking about your childhood, actually, because you grew up in a very different way that I did, because we weren't even allowed to play in the street or anything. Like
Why?
Couldn't go around the corner shop, even though it was a cul-de-sac. I know, because they were so worried.
Hang on. This is what Bailey does. You heard that in the symphony.
Yeah. What was it called? Story of My Wife.
Story of my wife.
Oh,
You finished,
Mr.
Bailey?
Why don't we listen back to a bit of that symphony now, starring Bailey the Bunny?
No.
You know how songs that have featured artists?
Yeah.
It could be Story of My Wife, feat Bailey the Bunny.
My nana uses the side door.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is that your mum and dad and your nana probably don't even have a key to that front door.
Oh, no.
I don't think they could actually
I think
open
in
it.
our first house, we genuinely didn't have a key for the front door. We never used it. Why is that? Well, they say, don't they, that, Northerners are more friendly.
So it's the friendly door at the side.
It's like the friendly door. It's like, come round to my friendly door.
It's always straight into the kitchen as well, isn't it?
Otherwise, it's just a bit too, front door. We talk a load of shit on here, don't we? My dad would agree.
You silly sod.
So, you want to be a marketer. It's easy. You just have to score a ton of leads and figure out a way to turn them all into customers. Plus, manage a dozen channels, write 1 million blogs, and launch 100 campaigns all at once. When that's done, simply make your socials go viral and bring in record profits. No sweat. Okay, fine. It's a lot of sweat. But with HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools, launching benchmark-breaking campaigns is easier than ever. Get started at hubspot.com/marketers.
Got a message here on Twitter from Rupert saying, I've done 3 afternoon shifts at the charity shop this week. Now the rest of the week is mine. It's nice when you've done a lot of hard work and then you've got some days off. In fact, we've got that coming up soon as well.
Yeah, it's nice to see the charity shops open, actually, and shops in general. Things are gradually getting back to normal.
Yeah. So good on you, Rupert, and keep working hard. At work, there's a thief. Okay. Now, let me explain. When I read the news, mostly at the World Service, there's often some words that you need to write the pronunciations in. There was an Icelandic volcano recently that was called Fagradalsfjall. Right? Now, you've got to write something in for that. You can't just approach that.
Are you joking? Don't say again.
Fagradalsfjall. It's the last bit. So you can't just approach that. You've got to write something in pencil. Now, someone is stealing my special mechanical pencil.
When you say mechanical,
well,
what do you mean?
You click it out, It's like a clicker pencil.
A clicker pencil.
Because it's more precise for the news, okay?
You're a weird guy, aren't you, really?
Shh.
You're a bit strange.
So I've had 3 stolen, right? Or maybe I've just left them somewhere. It's probably that. So anyway, I've engraved this one now. I've ordered it and it's engraved and it says, "Stop stealing my pen."
But wouldn't it make sense to put your name on it?
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, if they steal it, it's their pen. It's their pen now.
Maybe for the
and
next one.
now you can't steal it back because it's engraved, "Don't steal this pen."
Maybe the next one. I'll put my name on it.
Is it over yet?
So as you might know already, we're currently in the process of buying a house. It's a very long process.
Yeah.
But then we got thinking, which room is going to be which? Our room and then spare bedroom.
No, it was funny because I was like, well, you can put the guitars in here and the studio in here, and then you can have a gym downstairs. And you were like, yeah, but what about the baby? Where is the baby? Possible baby going to go? And I was like, oh.
But then I kind of got thinking just how, kids are weird, aren't they?
I'm looking forward to when they get to the weird stage because
Are you?
I went through a little bit of a weird stage, which I probably haven't got out of. I know you're going to say that already. I used to collect Blossom as a child.
Oh, you're so weird.
Did I tell you about this when we walked past the trees the other
odd.
day? Because Blossom falls down. We had a Blossom tree as kids, and I used to get a little bowl and just put it in there. I liked it.
I mean...
You can't talk. You used to eat mud.
Yeah, true.
You genuinely ate mud pies. Like when people say, "Oh, you're making a mud pie," you're not then supposed to eat the mud pie, but you ate it, and not just mud pie; it had filling.
When I was little, I used to watch a film called Drop Dead Fred,
which is really rude for a child to be watching. Because I watched it with you not so long ago, and I was like, "Wow, this is
best movie ever, right?" And it's about a young girl who has a very naughty imaginary friend, which apparently I had an imaginary friend
called.
I don't know. I know it was a guy.
You can't just insert that and not mention it. So what did you do?
Like in the film, they make mud pies.
Okay.
Like genuine mud pies. So they go into the garden, they dig up the mud, they serve it on a plate, and then they pretend to eat it.
Okay.
But I kind of didn't get the memo that you're not supposed to actually eat it.
Oh, so you just went all in.
So I kind of dug up the garden, worms included, snails, slugs.
And you just ate them?
And I just ate them.
But your mum saw you doing that?
My mum, well, no. I came into the kitchen and went, mud pie. And I had worms dangling from my mouth. And my mum was like, "What are you doing, child?"
Didn't your mum used to set a place at the dinner table for your imaginary friend,
I think so, yeah.
But you can't remember its name?
No.
Oh,
obviously not that memorable.
Bye.
I had lots of imaginary friends. I still do today.
worrying. I'm not going to ask any more questions about that. Did you have a favourite toy as a kid, though?
Well, I had loads of toys. I was a bit spoiled.
You were an only child for ages.
Yeah.
Then Tiffany came along and
basically ruined all my toys. She used to bite like everything. Everything I used to have, she left teeth marks all over the toys.
Nothing's changed.
And nothing's changed. Just comes around and bites everything. No.
But did you have a favourite, though?
So I had a favourite teddy called Scruff.
Oh, you've got to tell us. Got to tell us the story of Scruff going missing.
You're talking of Sweetheart.
Oh, well,
we had
your
a manhunt for Sweetheart, the teddy.
This is not your teddy, then?
No, this was Tiffany's like chimpanzee teddy. So we went out for a walk in the forest and she lost it. So we had to do like a 4-man.
What, you mean like walking in a line?
Hunt for it, yeah.
Searching
like
for a
you
body?
see on like Line of Duty, like walking through the forest looking for this teddy bear. We spent about 2 hours doing it. We found it, but then we lost it in Butlins the next week. So then my mum phoned my nana and said, buy her a new one.
A new Sweetheart?
Yeah, right. By the time we got back from Butlins, Sweetheart will be on the bed going, oh, I made it home. But then...
This is very convoluted.
But then the plans went tits up because as we got back in the car, Sweetheart was under the seat. So Tiffany went, oh my God, Sweetheart. Then my mum had to stop at McDonald's, ring my nana and say, go back to the house, get Sweetheart off the bed. We found the original. So my poor old nana got in a little red car, drove all the way to our house, snatched Sweetheart just in time before we got home.
What an operation. And does Tiff know about this story?
No.
Tiff, now you know.
I mean, I dread to ask, what was your favourite toy?
I was quite a stereotypical child when it came to like boys' toys. So I had a Batman bike that I used to wind back and then it would sort of race off really quick, but it would balance perfectly upright, and I absolutely loved my little Batman toy. But I also had a pony that I used to like to brush. You know, like My Little Pony? It came in the front of a magazine once, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And to be fair to my parents, they just went, he likes brushing his pony.
To be fair, like you're talking about, you know, you liked My Little Ponies.
I had no concept of whether that was a boy's toy or...
I didn't either.
But that was good.
And I absolutely, loved monsters. Monsters, goblins, like anything that looks horrible.
What was that one that you really liked? So what was the weird or the alien thing?
Oh, the alien that his head broke open, it had another mini alien inside.
That's horrible, isn't it?
Oh my God, I used to go to bed with that actually, like cuddling it, and all of its spines used to stick in my face, but I loved it so much.
Wow. Didn't it hurt you though? Like, didn't it hurt your face?
Yeah, but I loved the fact that its head split open and there was another alien living inside of it. Just like I liked the goblin's eyes lit up at night and looked at me.
Kids are very odd, aren't they?
I mean, can you wait to be parents? Our kids are going to be so weird.
I know, but I could probably wait another year.
I love these sort of stories, these weird and wonderful stories. Either when you were a child or you currently have children and they're into weird things like me. I love my goblins and my monsters, and you like your...
Collecting Blossom. Nothing wrong with that. But if you did something equally as weird, you can let us know. It's workwifebalancepod@gmail.com. You've got the old Insta, which is just the same. Look it up on Instagram or on Twitter.
It's just workwifebal.
It's question time.
So Angela says, if you could have one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? My favourite is spag bowl. You started eating crisp sandwiches recently.
Got to be honest, I love how we answer the big questions of the day.
This is important, isn't
The
it?
big questions of the day. If you had one meal, what would you have?
But it could, okay, so think of it like this. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, it has to be the same meal all the time. I know what I'd have already.
Go on.
Curry. Because when we went on
Bloody hope not.
when we went on our honeymoon, they served curry for lunch and dinner, so I had it.
I know,
every
it
day.
wasn't the honeymoon for me.
I loved it. It was so good. But what would you have? One meal every day?
Nutella pancakes
Every
are
meal.
the bomb.
You also eat pickled onions in bed. Why do you do that?
Because there's no calories
Aren't there?
in an onion.
I thought you were going to say if you eat food in bed, it doesn't count. Which is my kind of rule, I have to say. Andrew also says, hello, Leigh, and hello, Chris.
Hiya.
But hello, Chris is in brackets.
Yeah,
Slightly
it's to
offensive.
me.
Anyway, enjoyed your North-South language episodes and the divide that you talked about. As a northerner myself who moved to London in 1994, I remember all too clearly people thinking I was a bit odd.
Yeah,
said
don't worry, I've had the same experience.
He's also sent us an attachment of his cheeky cat, Del Boy, snoring. It's quite a high-pitched snore, that one.
Yeah, it is. Actually, you know what?
Why do we keep getting sent these snoring
You know
videos?
what? It kind of reminds me. Oh, hang on a minute. It reminds me of something. I might have recorded you the other night.
What, again? Snoring again?
Just have a listen to this.
It's quite a musical snore. It's got a note to it, hasn't it?
Imagine it's pitch dark, and at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you hear that. After we've just been playing Resident Evil
Village.
You think that zombies are coming to attack?
I mean, to be honest with you, when we do the work-wife ballad in our finale episode, and we have everyone's different noises from around the world, I think that particular snoring could go in there.
The sooner you can get booked into the hospital for the doctors to break your nose, the better. Some other big news. We are recording our final episode soon. And we have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the Podfather.
Oh! I can't wait. I mean, we're going to actually have Papa Milner here. So if you have a question for him, get in touch.
And he can tell you how.
Don't forget, you can subscribe on Twitter, Insta, and send us an email. workwifebalancepod@gmail.com.
Well, that's it. Another episode 9. Nearly at the end of the series. Can you believe it?
I know.
It's been fun so far, hasn't it?
It has actually. It's been good to it's been like therapy. I can if I've been thinking about something for the past week, I could just talk
Get it
about
off
it
your
on
chest.
here.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention that I've finished watching WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something they do, which is a trick to make their episodes longer, is they have about 10 minutes of credits on the end. So the episodes are like 20 minutes, but then they have 10 minutes of credits. And I thought, why don't we do that? Just get Gary Milner to just read out a long, long list of things.
Oh yeah.
But then I thought, he's got places to be and bowls games to play, so he ain't got time for that.
I don't know if he does have a life. Maybe he would do it.
How does this recorder work?
Are you tired of seeing your teen or young adult struggle on a path that clearly isn't the right fit? Is your teenager confused about which direction to take after high school? The future of work is changing rapidly, and our kids need to know all of the options available after high school so they're empowered to make the choice that is best for them. In each episode, we explore the latest trends that are shaping the opportunities of today and tomorrow. I'm your host, Betsy Jewell, and this is the High School Hamster Wheel Podcast.